So today I'm gonna make a matcha cloud, which is just basically coconut water and a matcha cold foam on top. Got my cold foam machine, got my matcha stuff. This is the coconut water I'll be using. It is the Kirkland organic coconut water. I think you can find it at Costco. Gonna get started with the cold foam. Do about like 2 ounces of heavy cream. So this is my matcha. I'm so sorry, I don't remember what this bowl is called, but it is my matcha whisk bowl. I recently moved, so I don't have the whisk because I had to get a new one anyway. Yeah, so I'm actually just gonna put the matcha straight in here because I feel like I don't need to do all of that. Got 1 scoop and a little bit of sugar. Here's the cup I'll be using. I use this for like all of my drinks. And then just coconut water. Here we have it. We have the matcha cloud. I've never made this before, so hopefully it tastes good, but I don't think it can be bad. It's like sinking. Okay, let's try it. That's really good. I'm usually not a big fan of like flavored matchas, but this is good. There are a few clumps of matcha in here, so I'm gonna have to try to adjust a little bit, maybe sift my matcha, but I like this. I can do this. Okay, welcome back to the Fresh Jasmine Cafe. Once again, I have a drink. This is, as you saw, a matcha cloud. It's kind of settled now, but it's so good. Please, if you get the chance, make one. It's like creamy, earthy, sweet, nutty, all of the most wonderful, refreshing. It's literally so good. Like one of my new favorite drinks. Should I put it on here? I feel like I need a coaster. I'm gonna use my notepad as a coaster. Okay, so usually I kind of have a little bit of a script, but I was thinking about this topic the other day and I was just like, I'm just gonna film because I have a lot to say, and sometimes I feel like when I write stuff down, I'm just kind of like reading it and you're not feeling the emotion that's behind what I'm saying, and you're not feeling the depth and the thought that I put behind my words. So I wanted to do this. Oh, why am I sitting like that? I kind of like this setup, so let me know what you think, but let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about why freedom might be your enemy. For the longest time, I've always thought that freedom was a good thing, especially, growing up in the United States where everything is about freedom. Everything is about individualism and what you can do. And it's kind of all just like me, right? And living in like a mixed culture household, I've always had to see multiple different cultures and kind of pick the best traits of each one or characteristics of each one. And while in a lot of ways, freedom is a wonderful thing, I don't want it to sound like, I obviously have to make this disclaimer that it's a very privileged statement to say that freedom might be your enemy. I recognize that freedom is a right and it is something that a lot of people lack, and choice is great as well. But the reason I say this is because, here, let me rephrase. Freedom of choice within yourself is sometimes not the greatest thing. And for example, when my mom asks me what's for dinner, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I have to think about it. And I'm like, I really don't know. Like, I don't want to think about this right now. It's like, it's more stress on me right now to think about what I want to eat. Make me something and then I'll be happy with it. I'll just have to eat because it's there. And it takes away the stress of making a decision. And sometimes that's a wonderful thing. And the thing that made me think about this is things like habit building and trying to achieve a goal of yours. These sort of things need a system, an automated system for you to be able to follow without having to think about it. When you have the freedom to choose what you're going to do next, like if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, do I want to work out today? Like, do I really want to do that? Like, do I feel like it right now? The moment you give yourself the freedom to choose whether or not you want to do that thing, it becomes a bigger thing than it needs to be. It becomes way bigger in your mind than it ever needed to be. And it just makes your life harder sometimes. If you get in the habit of like waking up and you're like, I have to do this. Like, I don't have a choice. I have to work out. If I want to have abs, if I want to be shredded, I have to work out today. I have to work out when I get up in the morning. That's just the routine that I've built for myself. And it's not an option. When you rewire your brain to think of things as not being an option, they become easier to do. And it's just like I said, automated. Like the dishes. I used to hate doing the dishes so much. And then one day, like as I was doing them, I was just like, this isn't that bad. Okay, don't tell my parents this because then they're going to be like, oh, you like washing the dishes? And then they're going to make me do the dishes all the time, which I already do them a lot. But anyways, I one day asked my mom, I was like, how do you just like do things that you don't like to do? Like things like this. And she's like, because I don't let myself think about it. I don't let myself have the option to do or not do something. It's something that needs to get done, and so I'm going to do it. And so I just like, that kind of stuck with me for a really long time, and I've recently been thinking more about it because it is so true. Like, whenever I'm like starting to think like, do I want to get out of bed? Do I want to do the dishes? Do I want to work out? No, you don't. Your brain is going to pick the easy route. And I still fall victim to this all the time. I'm talking about this as if I've mastered this skill. No, I haven't. It's just something that I've been thinking about, and I still need to get better at it. Obviously, nobody's perfect. It really is something that I've started to try to give myself less options. Like, it's no longer, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm going in circles. But yeah, I think obviously freedom in a lot of ways is such a privilege, and it's something that a lot of people take for granted. But that's a whole different conversation, I think. And that's not necessarily the kind of freedom that I'm talking about right now. So don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted and like twist my words and cancel me, because that would suck. What else do I want to say about this? I don't know. Recently, I've been trying with working out and working on my editing and YouTube and all that stuff. I've been trying to just do it, put it on my to-do list every day and just do it. Get in the habit of not thinking about whether I want to or not. And it's hard. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. Like this morning, I woke up, I didn't work out because I worked out last night, and I woke up and I was exhausted, and I haven't slept very well the past couple of days. I'm just making excuses right now. And I like I said, nobody's perfect. But I'm sharing this because I want us to grow together. I want us to realize these things together and sort of, inspire each other to make the tough choices, or honestly not even to take away your freedom in your own mind. I remember hearing a statistic, and I really hope that I'm not pulling stuff out of my ass right now, because that, fact check me. But no, okay, you know what? This is a bad example. Let me give a different example. I'm pretty sure that I read a study about oh my God, help me. I read a study about how we are happier when we have less decisions. I don't remember what it was, where, like, should I just find the study? I'm just gonna find the study right now because I don't want to lie to you people. I forgot to mention what I was gonna say about being in a mixed culture household. I am mixed with Western and Eastern parts of the globe, Chinese to be more specific. I don't know why I'm being vague about this. I think it's just me being Asian. It's I don't want to force that onto you, because I feel like that happens a lot. I'm it's not my only personality trait. I swear to God. But tangent aside, me growing up in a dual culture household has made me notice the difference in ideas about how good freedom really is. Obviously in China, I'm not going to get political because that's not what I'm here to talk about, but culturally, you usually put the community above yourself. You usually are more about giving up your personal freedom and happiness for other people for the sake of everybody. And you end up being happier because you have this support system and all of this stuff. It's just a cascade effect. You do good for others and they'll do good for you, and that's just how it is. So it's just a very different mindset. I'm not saying that freedom is bad in any way, but sometimes too much freedom can be detrimental. Too much of any good thing is a bad thing. And I truly believe that down to my core. That is my life motto. I love to find balance. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to add that. Okay, now I feel like I have to make another disclaimer. I don't necessarily think that the ideology of putting the community always above yourself is the best thing either, because sometimes that can be more detrimental for yourself, and you do need to look out for yourself too sometimes. So like I said, balance. Guys, I'm so mad. I literally recorded half of this video and it just didn't save. I'm so annoyed. I went to research and then I came back, recorded 10 minutes of me talking. Recorded 10 minutes of me talking, and then I stop it and it's freaking I'm seething right now. Okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna have to say literally 10 minutes of information again. Basically what I said was, I was researching something interesting that I came across was that the average adult American makes about 35,000 decisions a day. I mean, no wonder we are so mentally exhausted and drained all the time, because who wouldn't be? That's a lot of decisions. I don't know what it is in other countries, but that's crazy. That's a big number. But what I came across was, it's called decision fatigue, or paradox of choice. I'm sure you guys have heard those terms before. But what I found was that basically, what did I find? The more options you have, the more energy you have to put into making decisions. And that can get really draining over time. And you put a lot of pressure on yourself to maybe make the best decision. For example, there are so many freaking options out there for shopping. Let me just use this notepad, for example. If I say needed a stack of notepads or whatever, and someone just gave this to me, I would be great, I needed that and I will make do. It's fine. It's just a piece of paper. But stationery is popping off these days, and there is a lot of different kinds of sticky notes out there, and you can go online and find millions of different versions of cute sticky notes that you would have a hard time choosing between. Like, if you just gave me this, I'd be like, great, that's what I needed, and I'll use it. It'll be fine. But if you set out like 20 different sets of sticky notes in front of me, I would be like sweating. I'd be like, oh my God, like, which one do I choose? Like, that one's cute, this one's cute, this one goes with my other stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've all been there before probably. And it would just make life harder for me, honestly. I don't know if I'm just imagining things, but I feel like my generation, Gen Z, has a little bit of a harder time making decisions than maybe previous generations. I feel like I've heard older ones be like, you guys are so indecisive, like you guys are so exhausted, so depressed, like why is that? Like you don't even know what you want to do with your life, like you don't want to do that, you don't want to do this, you don't even know what you want to have for dinner. And it's like, probably because now like you go outside and there's like 5 different fast food chains right outside your door. Like, we have so many options. And back then, like, maybe there was a McDonald's down the road that you would go to and you'd be so excited because that's the only thing around you that you can get, like, super quick. But nowadays it's like, oh, like, what am I feeling? Like, I want to make sure that it tastes good, but it's also healthy. Like, which one would do that? Or, like, which one... You know what I'm saying? It's just there's so many freaking options that we are just exhausted as a whole. And I can't even imagine growing up Gen Alpha below us. How do you ever make a single decision in your life? Like, I already struggle with it. It's insane. Talking about consumerism and all that stuff. Like, I go to like Home Goods or something, and like all of that stuff, like I walk into any store these days and I'm like, why is there so much stuff? Like, half of this stuff probably, I don't know the statistics, so I'm not gonna, like, this is just me being dramatic, but like half of that stuff is probably gonna go into the landfill because they need to get new items and new things for people to see so that people don't get bored and like stop shopping at your store. So they got to bring in new items, and then you have more decisions to make. And like Walmart, for example, like all that expired candy that you see that nobody's going to buy, shit's going in the trash. It's going in the dumpster, and it's going to be there for the next, like, who knows, maybe eternity with all the microplastics that we have these days. That's a whole different thing, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But the point is we have so many decisions on a daily basis that really are draining us. And sometimes removing some options and removing the freedom of choice can sometimes be beneficial for our mental health. Because sometimes I don't want to have to think about what I'm going to eat for dinner. I just cannot. I already have to make 34,999 decisions in my day. Like, that's the last one I want to have to make. So it's just like, I don't know. When it comes to, say, you know, like, I got a little bit off topic, as we could see. When it comes to habit building, sometimes taking away the choice of whether or not you want to work out or eat healthy or wake up early or even like get out of bed at all, for me, that's the struggle. Taking away that split second of like, do I want to do it? Just do it before you even think about if you want to do it or not. For me, like I said, an example is like waking up early or earlier. Like, I get up at like 8, so it's whatever. That's already good for me. But like recently I've been trying to wake up, like get up right when I wake up. I don't think about if I'm tired or not. I don't think about, you know, like I'm just like, okay, I'm going to get up when I wake up, because if I don't, I'm probably going to fall back asleep and then I'm going to feel really lazy the rest of the day. Like, if you want to take vitamins every day and you drink your daily cup of coffee, just set the vitamins right by the coffee. If you want to eat healthy, meal prep some healthy food and keep that in your fridge so that when you're hungry and you're lazy and you're like, oh, I don't want to have to cook, it's going to take 30 minutes to an hour and then I have to clean up after that, and that's like 2 hours out of my day when I could just go to Chick-fil-A. Like, instead, like, you have healthy meal prepped food in your fridge. It makes that decision a little bit easier for you. And now, like, the friction is you have to get in your car and you have to drive to Chick-fil-A if you want Chick-fil-A, versus now you have something already made in your fridge that's healthy and you're going to thank yourself later for it. So those are just a few examples. I'm not saying that you should never give yourself choices. It's good. Like, sometimes you do want to eat ice cream instead of like a Greek yogurt bowl, and that's fine. Eat the ice cream. Like, that's fine. It's okay. Like, don't restrict yourself because freedom is a bad thing. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But if you have a specific goal in mind, it can be very helpful to take away those triggers and just kind of like making the hard choice easier, you know? So I think that's all I have to say on this matter. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. And if you disagree, also comment down below, because I just want to know what you guys think. And as always, stay curious, and I will see you in the next one.